Welcome back, everyone. My name is Echo, and in today's video, we're going to be reviewing, unboxing, and testing the brand new REDMAGIC 9S Pro. Massive shout out to REDMAGIC for sending this out to me. Pause the screen right now if you're interested in the phone specs, but I'll leave some links down below so you can check it out on their website in much more detail. Now, we did something very similar to what we're doing today a couple of months ago, but we did it with the REDMAGIC 9. Once again, in today's video, we're going to be stress testing the power of the 9S Pro by running Minecraft shaders in ultra setting. Now, to anyone not familiar with shaders on Minecraft, they are incredibly demanding. When we checked this out with the 9, we had a stable 60 FPS. Now, in between making that video and doing this one, shaders has changed a lot, becoming even more demanding. Now, one thing I have noticed with the 9S versus the 9 is that this is not just catering towards gamers. Yes, it is a gaming phone, but on the surface, it also looks like your generic kind of mobile. The phone in my hands is the Frost version. This is 12 gigabytes plus 256 gigabytes of space. There is a Sleep version, a Cyclone version, which is what we had in the 9, but there's also a Snowfall version, which is 16 gigabytes plus 512 gigabytes of space. Just like their previous models, it does come with a case cover. Until you get something a little bit better, this is going to do the job. It also does include the shoulder triggers, which is like their trademark thing. So the phone on itself is just a standard Android. It does have access to fans. By tapping this, you're going to turn on the fan mode, which means that your device is going to be much cooler when you're playing games, which I think is something we're going to need if we're running this with ultra shaders. So let's run the test. We're going to go ahead and just call this REDMAGIC 9S Pro. Completely fine with that. I have all the experimental toggles turned on. I'm also going to go ahead and not only use the Poggy's Luminar Streams version, we're also going to be using actions and stuff as well. So this is going to completely transform my world. What I want you to do in today's video is keep an eye on my FPS counter on the top left of my screen. Now, I'm going to try and break that in today's video. Right now, we don't currently have shaders enabled. I'm currently running this at 12 render distance. So the first test here is to go ahead and change my render distance from 12 all the way to, well, this goes all the way to 22 chunks. For anyone that's played on mobile, you'll know that that is incredibly demanding. In fact, I don't even think console has it that far, or low-end laptops. So I think that's quite incredible. I'm going to kind of move a little bit faster here. See if we can get this to drop. Nothing's dropping so far. Still quite stable, which is really, really nice to see. Also, how amazing is actions and stuff? Actions and stuff combined with the Poggy's Luminar Streams is the perfect combination. So let's go ahead and turn on the shaders. In order for me to do this, we need to go down to our video settings and scroll right down to the bottom. Now, I'm going to start off with having this at the standard 12, which was the recommended, but we're going to be changing this. We're going to turn on the deferred technical preview, but we're also going to alter these. I'm going to keep these at the recommended for now before we push the benchmark to the highest it can possibly go. When it comes to the recommendation, Luminar Streams, it said that we should have it there. So if all has been done correctly, we now have shaders enabled, and it looks like we are still able to run this at a solid 60 FPS. I wonder if things would change if we go into something like a cave, or if we were to head towards something like water. You guys have to see how incredible the water looks on this device. Remember, this still isn't at the ultra or the high settings. This is still at medium. I wanted to come to a biome that might be a little bit more demanding in a jungle. So we're just going to keep an eye on the counter here as we do head inland. But still no problems. Everything is completely flawless. I think last time we did check this out on the 9, we did get a little bit of jitters, but nothing crazy. Let's get inside of the water here. Dude, it's so awesome. It is absolutely incredible. checking this out. All right, so I think our next test is to whack this up to higher quality. Small appreciation for actions and stuff, by the way. By far the best pack out there. Let's go to settings. Let's scroll down to video. Let's go right down to the bottom. Deferred render distance is on 4 chunks. We're going to bump this to the absolute highest we can do it. We're going to change the options down here from, let's go to ultra. We're going to change this to ultra. We're going to change this to ultra. We're going to change all of these settings as high as possible. Now, this is when we do start to get a little bit of lag. And you can see here, we're now under 20 FPS. But honestly, I would be surprised if this was going to run it at ultra anyway. I think the best solution for a phone like this is definitely going to be on high. Don't forget, it's only the likes of high-end PCs that have the ability to run this as ultra. So let's just tinker with these a little bit more. We'll go to videos. We'll scroll down to here. In fact, what we'll do is we'll bump this back down to 4 and see if this has any difference. So we're kind of at a stable 20 FPS, 21. I mean, that's not too bad, to be fair. Gameplay doesn't seem to be too bad. I think we could possibly keep some of these on ultra, and some of them will have to be changed just slightly. So what we'll do is I'm going to change shadow, point lighting. Let's change point lighting. We'll have this as high. We'll change all of these to high as well. I think that's going to be perfectly fine. I mean, the FPS at the moment is like 36. But I don't see... Oh, 35? Yeah, I don't see too much latency here. This is actually really impressive for a mobile phone. It seems like it's the water that will cause the FPS to drop rapidly. As you can see here, as we get closer, it goes to 30s, 33s. But if we go inland, you'll see here it goes all the way back up to 50. So what you would have to do on a device like this is find the perfect sweet spot. That being said, we are running a large quantity of this, including shadows, on the ultra settings. I managed to figure out the one setting that was causing this to drop under 60 FPS, and that is going to be the volumetric fog quality. That is the one thing that does seem to cause this to have some issues, but that is actually a known issue across all of the shaders versions. Now we're back at solid 60 FPS. Let's get back towards the water here, because I think we've now managed to find... How cute is that panda? I think we've now managed to find the sweet spot while using shaders on this device. And that is the ability to run it on ultra. I'm so impressed. If we just move quite fast with the creative flying, just loading in a bunch of chunks here, you can see we're still at around about 50 FPS. Now, I wonder if nighttime is going to have any form of difference here, but at least we're not hitting the world border and waiting for chunks to still load. If you played on a phone, you'll know that this is a very, very powerful device. Even the ambience of nighttime is incredibly smooth. We haven't changed any settings, so I've kept it all nighttime. I think the same thing might apply when we get closer to water. That's when we might discover a couple of issues here. So we'll go back over towards the water here. See if that's causing any problems. Still 60 FPS. I mean, it kind of drops, but not significantly. We're at 40 now. Okay, so we're still completely fine, even when we're submerged. I think we very quickly found the benchmark of this, and it is a very high spec. I think REDMAGIC have done an incredible job. I really like the design of this one, but there is many different ones on offer. They've done a good job. If you do have the 9, I wouldn't necessarily say you need to upgrade to the S. But for those of you looking for a new phone, especially a gaming phone, this would definitely be my recommendation. I'll leave the links down below. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you in the next one.